All right, it's quite enough of my maniacal laugh there on the pre-stream music. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing? Welcome, everyone, to the stream. Welcome to my final consecutive streaming day of the week. That's right. Usually I stream 6 straight days, but because of my ear infection earlier this week, I only streamed 5, but that's fine. Today should be a good day. Today should be quite the interesting mix of stuff that we're doing today. First of all, today is Monday, May 4th, 2020. May the 4th be with you. Oh. For those of you who are Star Wars fans, enjoy. Many people who love Star Wars will be doing crazy amounts of Star Wars themed stuff today. Not really me. Even though I have seen most of the Star Wars movies, I did not see what was the last one? Rise of Skywalker or whatever. I never saw that one. But I've seen them, but I'm not a ginormous fan of them or anything like that. So for me, it will just be Monday. But for many of you celebrating May the 4th, enjoy. Hope you enjoy all the stuff. If you have Disney Plus, apparently all the movies are on there, including the Clone Wars shows on there. Like everything's on there. If you have Disney Plus, today is like crazy amount of Star Wars stuff on there for you guys. So enjoy. But outside of that, it should be a fun streaming day because of big variety. All right, so what are we doing today? Well, first of all, first stream is Nioh 2, continuing on into the endgame of the game. For those who have not been catching up or watching the playthrough recently, we're in the 6th of 7 locations. There's 7 parts of the map you go to total in the game. And we're nearing the end. From what I was to understand, there's like 3 or 4 story-based missions left, main missions. Between each one, there's 1 or 2 side missions that will unlock. A lot of these are rematches against previous bosses that are actually tougher than the original boss fights. So, it should be interesting because I have to refight Shibata today. Oh, God. Shibata was the toughest boss in the game for me so far. And I have to refight him in a harder version. But I only have 4 elixirs. So, I don't know. I might give it a shot at the beginning of the stream here. But if I can't do it, what I may do is just do the next main story mission first to try to earn more elixirs. So that way I can come back to it afterward. You know what I mean? And have full elixirs and everything to try to fight this guy. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, we're going to see how far we can get today. From the last stream, someone who had already beaten the game said maybe 2-3 streams left because, if I'm going at the rate I usually do, typically every stream that I do of Nioh 2, I usually beat at least 1 main story mission. I usually get a tear into another main story mission, and then I do a bunch of side content. So if there's really like 4 story missions left, then that means, another probably 2-3 streams, and then we'll be finishing Nioh 2. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes here, okay? I don't know how it's going to go, but that's kind of the rough estimate that I'm thinking of, how we'll be doing here in Nioh 2 today. We'll find out, all right? So this should be a fun stream. And then later tonight, it will be Minecraft, my weekly Minecraft chill stream. And this week we got a couple fun things we're working on. First of all, we'll be continuing on work with the Greco-Roman structure that we started building last week, okay? So we're continuing on some work on that. In addition, I may be expanding and improving my farm, which would be pretty neat if I do, because I have some nether wart that I can plant, and also have some different crops and have more efficient stuff going on with the farm in the village. So we'll see. We'll see how today goes in Minecraft, but it should be a chill and fun time. I do that once a week, okay? Ooh, excuse me. Tomorrow, I'm off from streaming. Tuesdays are my day off. I've got many things to do tomorrow, including grocery shopping, errands, appointments, and other crap. Plus, I'm hoping to actually get some relaxing time in with my wife, which would be nice, since she'll be home from work for a change. So that'll be a good day. I'll be back on Wednesday, I hope, because I was supposed to be back on Wednesday this week, and I wasn't because of this ear infection, right? Now, don't worry. I'll give you a health update on me in just a moment so you guys know what's going on with me. But if all things go according to plan, I should be back on Wednesday, and that will be the continuation of Banjo-Tooie, the old school retro 3D platformer from N64, continuing on We're now in World 4, the underwater world, and I'm pretty sure we're almost done with World 4. Like, I think we've almost done absolutely everything you can do in the world at this point. So we'll see. And then on Wednesday night, it'll be the final Call of Duty Warzone stream ever, because I don't like the game. I think it's a sadly a battle royale that has a few unique elements to it, but the gunplay is just absolutely terrible. Everyone is a Terminator that takes 5 zillion shots to kill, like a bullet sponge idiot. And the connections are terrible, where it's not real fun firefights because you shoot someone and you swear you shot them first and got the drop on them, you die, and then they shows their kill cam, and on their kill cam, oh, they got the drop on you. It's like, what? That's not what happened at all in the game for me, so why would I continue to play this broken-ass game? And the answer is, I'm not going to. It's crappy, and I'm not going to waste time on it anymore. So it'll be the final session of that Wednesday night, and during that session, the actual point of the session will be that we'll be talking about what you guys would like to see me do in place of it every Wednesday. Would it be the return of retro stuff like Genesis or SNES? Or would it be a different kind of a late night project? I don't know. But we'll talk about it and we'll try to figure it out on Wednesday night stream. Okay? Then on Thursday, it's the return of my Q&A show, Ask the King. I have not done an episode of Ask the King since January. That's a long time to wait. You know, I was going to originally do it in March, but there were so many new releases at the end of March, I said it just makes sense to bump it a month. Then last week I was supposed to do it, but of course I was sick with the ear infection, and so I was so backed up then, I said, well, let's just do gameplay. So finally we're getting around to it this Thursday. So the first thing is, guys, please post up your questions for Ask the King over on the kingofhate.com forums. If you just want to link to it right now, you can type ! Ask the King into the stream chat. It'll pop up for you, and every 20 minutes or so, the link will auto-post. The more questions we get for the show, the better, okay? Remember that. The more questions we get, the better the show is, because the more I can go through and review and get the best questions and get them ready for the show. All right? Now, in addition to that, a reminder, if you're a patron of mine, at a certain patron level, you actually get priority access to have your question guaranteed answered on the show. And I haven't really talked about this recently because, you know, let's face it, I don't really emphasize the Patreon anymore because we're more stream focused for the last 3 freaking years. It's all about the streams, right? But it is one of the patron perk levels. If you pledge at a certain level, you get your question answered on Ask the King. And finally, we're getting around to Ask the King. So, FYI, just throwing that out there. If you're a patron, you might want to double check. Did you qualify for that level? And if you did, post up your question so you can get it answered on Thursday's show. Okay? All right, so that's going to be Thursday. Then Thursday night will be Animal Crossing, a nice chill Animal Crossing stream. Finally, a stream where there's no real events or anything going on, so we can just relax and see whatever we feel like doing. Friday, then, will be the continuation of Final Fantasy VII Remake, which we're heading into nearing the end of the game. We're actually in Chapter 16 of 18. But for one to understand, these final few chapters of the game are quite lengthy. We're storming Shinra Tower, okay? And this is the big rescue mission for Aerith. And in the original Final Fantasy VII, this was one of the most long and convoluted parts of the game. In reality, I didn't like this part of the game in the original game because I thought there was too much backtracking, too much confusion about where you're supposed to go, where you get key cards from to open doors. It was quite annoying. At the same time, plot-wise, Shinra Tower is actually one of the most interesting parts of the game plot-wise. Okay? So, let's see how it pans out this coming Friday. Friday night will be my throwback Street Fighter session, where I play old school Street Fighter for a couple of hours. I love doing that. Hope you guys will tune in for that. Saturday will be the next Nioh 2 stream. Okay, guys? So there you go. There's a rough idea of what you guys can expect in the next week. I hope that sounds good to you. Now, once we finish either Nioh 2 or Final Fantasy VII Remake, I don't know which one we're going to finish first because it seems like they both have pretty extended endings here. But once one of those games concludes, I'm going to start doing some new stuff to create variety on the streams. Now, I have some good ideas. One of the ideas is Streets of Rage 4, a game that everyone seems to be playing. It just came out a few days ago. Everyone's really praising it, saying it's one of the best side-scrolling beat-em-ups ever. And people are asking me to play it. I said, okay, I'll play it, but I've got to finish the stuff I'm doing first, right? So Let's see what happens, but I'm definitely considering doing a playthrough of that. Another thing I'm considering is Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, the campaign that came out a couple weeks ago. That's a quick one. That one's only going to be about 4 or 5 hours long tops, so maybe just one major stream. We'll see. But considering that, okay. In addition, I could, and this is I could, not saying I'm going to, but I could go back to the Mega Man Zero collection, which I played a couple months ago and really enjoyed. I played the first 2 Mega Man Zero games, started up the third one, but then we got wrapped up in all new releases, so I never went back to it. I could go back to that if I felt like it, and maybe play another 1 or 2 of those games. Or there's a survival horror game that's a very old school style game called Daymare 1998. This game came out just recently for consoles, and it's a bunch of people who were actually fans of the original Resident Evil games, and they were actually doing an unofficial remake of Resident Evil 2. Well, Capcom then decided they actually really wanted to remake Resident Evil 2, so they fed them a cease and desist order. So what they did is they took all the assets they had already used on this remake, and they made their own game called Daymare, and apparently it plays a lot like old school Resident Evil. Okay, so maybe I'll check that out. All right, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. Or maybe we'll just jump straight into the next major playthrough that I'm going to be doing, which is Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is the other game that won the Viewer's Choice poll, which is I'm guaranteeing you guys a full playthrough of. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Let's see how long it takes to beat one of these games I'm playing, and then we'll maybe sit down and talk about it a little bit and see what you guys exactly want to see. And maybe what I'll do, because I've been thinking about this, maybe the best way to approach it is do a little bit of variety first. So maybe for a week or two, I do some of these variety streams like Streets of Rage or Modern Warfare 2 Remastered and Daymare. And then once we're into those, then when the other game finishes, because I'm going to finish both Nioh 2 and Final Fantasy 7 relatively soon, then the other game starts up, Fire Emblem. You know, maybe we'll do that. And it'll be a fun May of big variety here in May. A ton of different kinds of games and stuff, right? We'll see. But that's what I'm thinking, okay? Now, a few other things. As you guys can see, we have a sub goal for this month. A lot of people aren't really aware of this because we didn't have a sub goal for the entire month of April because of a lot of gifted subs that we got at the end of March. Well, all of those have finally expired, and the sub goal for this month is 725 subs. All right? If we hit the sub goal for the month of May, which is 725 subs, we will be doing the return of the retrospective marathon event. The retrospective marathon is one of the most successful things I have ever done in the history of me doing special events. You guys absolutely love nominating your favorite moments of my almost 12 years as a content creator here on the internet, and then going back and watching them back with me, you know, via a marathon style stream. So I would absolutely love to do another one of those. I love doing them when we do them. They're super fun. But we have to hit the sub goal for this month. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. There's many benefits you get to subscribing, including over 30 emotes that you can use on the stream. Okay, pretty awesome. You get a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been an ongoing subscriber. And you don't have to watch advertisements during my ad breaks. I only usually take one major ad break a day, but when you start up the stream and stuff, sometimes they play ads too. You won't have to watch those if you're a paid subscriber, okay? So just throwing that out there, guys. So the other thing is, let's do a health update. Since, you know, I was sick this past week, and the past few weeks I've been suffering from allergies, allow me to give you a cumulative update. First of all, my ear is much better. Like, I'd say it's pretty much 95%. I feel a tiny bit of swelling on the inside of the ear, but it's to the point where, like, I don't feel any pain anymore. Maybe a tiny bit of discomfort, but almost no pain. And my jaw, which I couldn't even close all the way for a good 5-6 days, is completely back to normal. So it's working well. In fact, I have 2 more days of meds left. They make you use the meds for 7 days. And I'm on day 6 right now. So, you know, should be good. You know, knock on wood, should be good. I hope that things, you know, work out and it doesn't recur. Because sometimes they say earaches can be recurring. But I think I should be all right. I've been, you know, on this regimen of ear drops has both anti-inflammatory and antibiotics in it for the whole week. And so far, it's worked well, and I'm feeling better in that regard. Okay? Now, my allergies, I'll be honest, they're very hit or miss. Sometimes I'll go a few days with no issue at all, and then all of a sudden, one day I'll start sneezing, my throat will swell up, my sinuses will be inflamed. It sucks. It sucks having allergies, okay? The last week, I was good, and then this ear infection happened, and then all of a sudden, my throat swelled up again. And it was actually funny because someone said on the stream last night, ENT, ears, nose, and throat. It's all linked. It's all the same part of the respiratory system. So it stands to truth that if one thing goes wrong, another thing may go wrong too, because they're all connected, you see? So I'm not surprised that my throat was kind of screwed up this last week as well. But the good news is, as you can hear today, it's not as bad today. Today I woke up, I was not massively congested, and my throat was not bothering me as much. So that's good news, and hopefully it stays that course. It doesn't change or anything. Of course, tomorrow I have to go out. All week I've been home. Tomorrow I have to go out to do a bunch of stuff. So I'll be out in the wild in the midst of all the pollen again. So who knows what the hell's going to happen. I guess we'll see. But let's hope for the best, all right? Anyway, I do sound better. I could tell. I sound way better today than I have the past week. Where the past week has been just me gunked up and feeling crappy and having to clear my throat constantly. And, I'm not having to do that today, which is excellent. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's streams and I sound a lot better all day. Okay? So that's the deal. I think I've covered pretty much everything I want to cover. One final thing. As you guys know, we have had quite the crazy positive stuff going on around here. 62 straight streams where we have hit a tips goal, and I've put on my vest in celebration. It's called the Vest Streak, okay? And it continues. In fact, last night, we were playing Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 3, okay? And I told everyone, I don't think this is going to be a very riveting stream because all I was planning on doing was trying to do some busy work to raise my stats, to make myself way more powerful, so when I go back to the main story, I'd have magical abilities that are very consistently useful, okay? So for 2 hours, all I did was buy components, craft potions, sell potions, use the money to level up my magic, and I did that for 2 hours straight. All right. In reality, it ended up being a really fun stream. We had a lot of fun conversation. It was way more relaxed and chill than the streams that I've been doing recently, where it was more set on, you got to do this really hard part of a game or whatever. Instead, it was just more just laid back. We had a good, relaxing time, and we hit the streak. And people were like shocked. They were like, "So come to tell me, you just sat in menus for 2 hours in Morrowind, grinding away at your stats. People came, enjoyed, and supported." And the answer is yes. Like, at this point, I think people really just like hanging out on my streams. It doesn't matter what I'm playing. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. They just like chilling with me, which is cool because that's what I'm going for. As I've been telling you guys, that's really much what I've been going for. I want this to be a place where you can just have a good time and enjoy and hang out and, just chill. Chill with Phil, right? So I'm very pleased that in a stream that mostly you would think people were going to complain and say, "Oh, this was going to be boring." In reality, most people were very happy with it and had a good time with it. So that's amazing, okay? So anyway, the real reason I bring this up is because we're doing a celebration. When we hit that 50 vest streak last week, I said I would do something special. And we have someone who's been working on a video to commemorate the streak, the festival, or the vest streak, or whatever you want to call it. To my knowledge, basically it went well, and the video is ready to go, but then it didn't work. Like, apparently, the video is done, but I can't see it yet. Something went wrong, and I guess, it's not done yet or whatever. So we'll see, but apparently the video is going to be ready soon. Now, obviously, if it's ready today, maybe I can premiere it tonight on the Minecraft stream. If it's not ready today, then probably Wednesday, Thursday we'll premiere it at some point, okay? But it's a cool celebratory video that Anonymous put together for us, and I can't wait to see it, quite frankly. I cannot wait to see it. So, I guess we shall see, how it goes. All right, but I'll let you know. Celebratory thing. Now, I've also told you guys, if we hit 100, a big 100 of a vest streak, I will do something very special for you guys here on the stream. What will it be? I honestly don't know. And the reason I say that is because right now, my Washington State, where I live, Washington State in the United States, is still in a lockdown status. Stores are still closed. Restaurants are still closed. You can't really do anything besides go to like a grocery store or, certain places are open, like Target you can go to, but most places are closed, okay? Let me put it this way. I'm hoping this month these restrictions will be relaxed. And once the restrictions are relaxed and stores begin to open again, I can go out and maybe look for some special stuff that we can do during a 100 stream celebration, okay? But I can't promise you guys a single thing because I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen, this month. We have no clue. So I'll let you know. But here's hoping in the next, 2-3 weeks, if we can continue to hit these vest goals, which would be outstanding and amazing, and we get to 100, by then things will have been relaxed enough that we can do like a kind of special celebration thing here on a stream, do a special stream. This is the big 100th stream, right? Join me for the 100th vest streak stream, and let's do a big celebration together, right? So I guess we shall see. All right? I guess we shall see. I wish I could promise you something. I don't know what I can promise you right now because realistically, I don't know what I can do. But what I can tell you is this. If it does continue, I'll think about this. I'll start to look maybe for stuff online. Maybe I'll even start to go to a few places around here and give a look and see what we can do. All right, guys? And I will let you know when I figure something out. All right, guys. All right, so that's good. Good stuff. I hope you guys like all that information. Let's now jump into the second part of the pre-stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for almost 12 full years that I've been a content creator on the internet. And on a daily basis, I've been able to share my gameplay experiences with all of you. I absolutely love what I do for a living. All right? I realize I am one of the luckiest guys on this planet because I get to do what I love and what I have a passion for my job. Most people don't get to say that. A lot of people could go to a grind every day just to make ends meet. I used to be the same way until I actually got to be a content creator. Every other job I ever had was just kind of going through the motions to make some money to pay the bills. But I am super grateful that I get to now do this for a living. I am also incredibly grateful that I get to continue to do this during a pandemic when a lot of people are out of work. I get to work from home. I get to do what I love. And you guys have been so overwhelmingly positive in the last month and a half that this has been going on, telling me that basically my streams are a piece of consistency in your life. That you like the fact that I'm here so consistently on a set schedule all week long to stream for you 6 days a week full time. Because a lot of the stuff that's been, consistent in your life is gone. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You can't go out. You can't do stuff anymore. But at least the streams are still here. And a lot of people have said this is a chill place where they can unplug from all that stress of the real world and relax. And they appreciate that. And I say to you, thank you for checking out the streams. Thank you for giving them a chance. And thank you for supporting them. Because I feel the same way. I feel that this is, in a world that's all screwed up, this is a place where I can come and relax with you guys every day and have a good time on streams. All right. And I hope you guys understand that. So thank you for making it an awesome place as well for me. Okay. Now, all that being said, I'm a full-time live streamer. I'm here 6 days a week full time. I archive these streams over on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming. So if you're not able to be here live during any particular stream and you want to catch up, you can do so. All right. But that means that I am pretty much reliant on crowdfunding in order to make ends meet. It's crowdfunding that primarily pays my bills. Your support during the live streams, okay? So understand that. It's not like it used to be where back in the day it was all about YouTube videos and views. My YouTube videos are like a drop in a bucket for me when it comes to support. Ad revenue went away a long time ago. in regards to being any kind of significant amount of support. It's all about the crowdfunding, really, guys. Okay, so that's why I made so many changes over the years to Patreon, and now it's more focused on streaming rather than focused on like Patreon on-demand videos and stuff like that. So, if you like the fact that I am here, if you like the fact that I am here, all right, and if you like the fact that I am putting out so many entertaining streams for all of you, and if you enjoy the fact that I archive everything despite the fact that I really get nothing out of it, and you want to see all this continue, then please consider, by all means, consider supporting the stream via one of the methods that I'm about to outline, because it is your support that allows me to keep going. All right. But that being said, all that being said, guys, I want to say something up front. My streams are completely and 100% free here on twitch.tv. They always will be. Contributions are not mandatory to my streams. All right. I don't expect anything from anyone at all. I consider it going above and beyond being a stream viewer for you to contribute to a stream. All right. The reason that I stream is because gaming is my passion. I absolutely love video games. I grew up as a gamer. And, you know, to this day, the fact that I'm able to still be a gamer is amazing. And I do appreciate the fact that you allow me to do that on a daily basis. Okay, guys? You know, I made YouTube videos for 2.5 years before I ever monetized a single one of them, any piece of gameplay. You know, I didn't monetize any of that stuff because it was my hobby. And then when I lost my office job, then I began monetizing YouTube videos because I needed to find a way to make money, pay my bills, you know, and there was no other jobs available in that job market right away. So I kind of just fell into doing this as a job completely inadvertently. All right. If I were to lose my ability to live stream for a living, I would still try to live stream, you know, in some capacity, albeit a much reduced one because I'd have to have another job. But you know what I mean? Like, I love this so much. I don't want this to go away. I'm here because it's fun and because I like hanging out with you guys. I'm not here for a paycheck. I never was. I never made videos for a paycheck. I did it because of my passion for gaming. Okay? And I hope you guys understand that. My philosophy is this. If I'm putting out a fun and entertaining and positive stream for all of you, and you guys are having a good time, then guess what? Contributions are going to come in naturally. I don't have to sit here and harp on, oh my God, subs are low today, or where's the contributions, guys? Step it up. I don't have to do that. The reason I don't have to do that is because they come naturally when you don't have to talk about it all the time. You see what I mean? All I got to worry about is putting out good quality stuff, and you guys have been amazingly supportive. The past month and a half, you guys have been hitting this vest streak, which is insane that it's as high as it is. I can't believe it, but it still continues. That's amazing, and I'm so grateful for that. I hope you guys understand how grateful I am that I'm able to do what I love, be here for you guys every day, and you guys support it. It's amazing, all right? So please know that. But if you cannot support the streams, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Don't feel like the odd man out. Don't feel pressured or feel guilty because you can't contribute to a stream. That's not what it's all about. It's about just watching me play a game and have fun and just having a good time together. That's all this ever was about to begin with when I started doing videos on YouTube, you know, almost 12 years ago now, okay? So I hope you guys get that, and I hope that you guys will enjoy today's stream, all right? Now, that being said, if you can be supportive of the stream and you can contribute, by all means, please do, and allow me to outline some of the ways that you can support the stream, being that, you know, crowdfunding is my primary source of income. First of all, there's Patreon over at patreon.com/darksidephil. This is my monthly pledge campaign. And FYI, if you were a patron in the month of April, I've already sent you out your private messages to let you know on the site what you qualify for in regards to perks and the like. So please give that a look. If you don't know what my Patreon is, give it a look. Patreon.com/darksidephil. Right there, all the rules about the perks you'll get, depending on your contribution level, are outlined publicly. And like I said, if you are someone who's a patron, you may want to give it a look because Ask the King's coming up this Thursday and you may get a question answered on the show. Okay, you may qualify for that. So give it a look, okay, guys? Alrighty then. I also have a Teespring store where I sell merchandise. It's primarily t-shirts. There's many other things on the site, including sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, and mugs, but it's mostly t-shirts. And I can attest to the quality because guess what? I own a bunch of the shirts. I'm wearing one today. This is the DSP graffiti design, where it's a bunch of my sayings and mannerisms and memes from over the years all put into this one concise design. But you can get many different designs, and even a design like this you can get in different colors and different things over on the site. Okay, so give it a look. That's teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Anything you buy from Teespring, it helps me out a little bit, and you get a cool collectible out of it. So please give that a look. Okay. Now, in addition to that, obviously, if you're here live on the stream and you contribute during the live stream, you're going to get a little bit of interactivity with me and a little bit of recognition. So it may, give you an incentive to actually contribute via one of the methods that I'm about to explain. If you either cheer with bits, or you subscribe to this channel, or you tip me during today's live stream, I'm going to give you a live thank you shout out on the stream as a way of saying thanks a lot for that contribution. However, please understand that if you want to get a shout out, your message should be in line with the rules and regulations of the stream. You should not be trying to get me in trouble on Twitch by saying something I shouldn't say. You shouldn't be insulting anyone. No ginormous paragraphs that are completely derailing of the stream and have nothing to do with what we're doing together. In general, just things that are in line with the rules of the channel, okay? Interactivity is a big part of the streams. It's a major part of the fun of streaming on Twitch, and I absolutely love it, so thank you guys in advance. Now, at the top of the screen, we have a stream stats leaderboard. This leaderboard tracks things like the top cheerer and top tipper of the stream. It's an extra way for you to get recognition if you are here live, okay? In addition, there's 2 other leaderboards that are automatic that track as integrated into Twitch itself. One is the top bit cheers of the week, and the other is people who gift subscriptions during a week. So those reset overnight because Monday is considered the first streaming day of the week here on Twitch. And that means that is ample opportunity if you want to contribute via one of those methods to get recognition, because those leaderboards reset. If you just do a basic cheer right now, you'll end up on one of those leaderboards. So I'm just saying, great data if you want to contribute and get some contributions in and also get recognition for it. Today would be the day for that, okay? Now, I just mentioned a bunch of ways that you guys can contribute. You may be saying to yourself, what's the best way to contribute with all those methods? Being very honest, the best way to contribute is by tipping me. And there's 2 main reasons why tipping me is more beneficial than anything else. The first is when you tip me, those tips I can put towards anything that I need to put towards within the next, few days. For example, tomorrow, I know I have to go grocery shopping and run a few more errands that are going to be pricey. And, it's your tips that I use as funds for that stuff. The cost of games, I use the tips to pay for games. Behind the scenes, utility bills, taxes, all that kind of stuff, it's tips that pays for all that stuff. All right? So because the funds of tips I get immediately to use for stuff, it helps me more than anything. All right? But in addition to that, we got this tips goal going, this ongoing 62 stream streak of hitting the tips goal. And if that continues, obviously that's amazingly positive and it helps me out. I put the vest on whenever we hit a tips goal to celebrate. You guys seem to absolutely love this. I'm curious how the hell long, this stream will run. I have no idea. But we'll see, But yeah, if you tip, it contributes towards that tips goal and keeping that amazingly positive streak going. So please, by all means, consider tipping on today's stream. It is the best way to go when it goes, when it goes to contributions. Now, how do you tip? Below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat. And either way, I will, you'll end up on my PayPal tips page if you do that. Okay, you can tip 2 ways. You can either use a registered PayPal account, or if you don't have one, okay, you can pay with a debit or credit card, much like anything else on the internet. All right, now, if you don't see that option right away, it's probably because you're not on the fully loaded desktop version of that PayPal page. So if you're on a mobile device and you're trying to tip, fully load it. You have the option to fully load the desktop version, or just jump on a desktop computer, make it a little bit easier for yourself. All right. Now, first of all, thank you in advance. Anyone even considering, contributing in any way today, I appreciate that very much. Now, guys, as a public service announcement, all right, I want to say something that I say on every stream. Please do your best and be diligent to protect your personal information and don't make it easy for others to get that information and harass you online. And what I mean by that is there's many people out there in this planet who get some kind of sick, twisted pleasure out of hurting people over the internet. Whether it's anonymously and no one knows that it's them so they get away with it, or whether they actually go out of their way to hurt you and make their presence known. There's people who actually get this really sick feeling of positivity. And I think it's really screwed up that people get pleasure out of hurting others, but they do. So a few things you can do to protect yourself. First of all, if you're here on twitch.tv, I strongly recommend you turn off your direct messages, because primarily direct messages on Twitch are used for two malicious reasons. Number one, either to harass you or to insult the streamer. People will constantly send stupid direct messages, harassing you for watching this guy, or this guy's this and that and this. And it's just nonsense. It's just people who are idiots who are trolling, okay? Or some people sadly use direct messages to scam you. They'll send you a link and say, click here to see something. And you say, what? And you click it. Next thing you know, they've tracked your IP address, and now they're going to use that information to hurt you online. All right? So my recommendation is either turn off direct messages entirely on Twitch, or there's an option to set it up that only people who are on your friends list can send you direct messages. Please do something, because I'm telling you, so many people contact me and say, man, I get harassed. I'm like, well, please just turn them off. There's no point in having them on publicly. I've had mine off for 3 years and never had a problem, okay? Now, in addition to that, you would be shockingly surprised to know how much information we all have out here on the internet. Seriously, you'd be surprised. Between social media and the like, you've probably got stuff like your friends, your family members, your likes and your dislikes, places you like to go and hang out, your job, etc. It might all be publicly listed. And I hate to say it, but that's all information that once made public could be mobilized against you in a very negative way. I can personally attest to that, because people have doxed the living heck out of me over the years, and that information has been used to harass me nonstop pretty much for 5 straight years, okay? Not good, all right? Not good at all. So what I always recommend is this. If you guys are going to contribute during a live stream, do your best to conceal your identity. That way no one can link a contribution with you and try to harass you just because you decided to support a streamer. So for example, if you're going to cheer today, you can do an anonymous cheer. If you're going to subscribe today, you can gift a sub anonymously. If you're going to tip me today, you can either say anonymous tipper, or you can make up a name completely out of thin air. Maybe it has something to do with the game. Maybe it could just be a random name. As long as it's not your name or associated with your social media accounts, you'll be protected. You'll be all right. Okay? No one can figure out it's you. So please do that. I'm just forewarning all of you. I hate hearing horror stories about, someone's now getting harassed because they were supportive of a streamer. And it's not fair, but there's some kind of person out there who's so messed up in the head and malicious that they think this is funny. It's not. So please be diligent and do your best to protect yourselves. Okay, guys? All right. Moving on. Let's talk about the rules of the stream. Okay, guys? I have to abide by all the rules and regulations of twitch.tv because I'm streaming on their business. Please understand that I can't just say and do whatever I want on a stream. I hope you guys get that, okay? But in addition, I have a certain vibe and a certain mentality that I like to maintain on my streams, and therefore I have my own sets of rules that I follow to try to maintain that. Allow me to explain. I want to maintain what I call a chill vibe mentality on the stream. I want you guys to be able to come over here and feel positive, have fun with whatever game I'm playing, laugh at my reactions to it, have some interaction with me, have some interaction with the viewers, and in general, just have a good and positive time. I like to have my streams be a place where you can unplug from all of the stresses of real life, of which there's a lot right now. There's a worldwide pandemic. We're all in lockdown. And sadly, a lot of things have changed about our lives for the negative. All right? And you don't want to think about that the whole stream. You want to just have some fun with games. That's what I'm trying to go for here on my streams. And therefore, I have rules in effect that I feel negate any kind of negativity or toxicity and stop that from happening. The first is, we don't talk about politics and religion on my streams, because I really feel that these are topics that sadly in the 12 years I've been a content creator have never really added anything to my content when I talked about these topics. Sadly, people tend to get arguing with each other, get angry at each other when we talk about these topics. They're just very, very controversial topics for some reason. If we're playing a game where the topic is politics or religion, it's pertinent to the plot of the game, that's very different. obviously we can talk about those topics in relation to what's going on inside of the game that I'm playing. But outside of that, in general, I don't want to talk about those topics on my streams. Please understand that, let's not bring that stuff up and keep it out of here. All right. Now, recently, I have expanded this rule to also cover discussion of this worldwide pandemic of the COVID-19 virus. All right. Now, listen, I'm well aware what's going on in the world. We all know what's going on in the world. We're bombarded by news about it constantly whenever we're not on these streams, right? It's kind of all over the place, droning on, and we're all wondering when things are going to get back to normal, if they ever will. The last thing we need to do is make this entire stream talking about it. There's people who are going to be coming to this stream specifically to escape that constant bombardment of negative news, and all they want to do is relax and have a good time. So please understand that if we're talking about it constantly, you're going to derail the stream. Now, I'm not saying you can't talk about it at all. I'm not going to outright ban discussion. That would be pretty silly. It's the biggest thing going on in the world. But at the same time, I'm asking for some measure of common sense with the amount that we talk about it on the stream. Okay, guys? Now, in addition to that, as I've already mentioned, I'm well aware there are people on this planet that they revel in hurting others. They get positivity for some reason for themselves out of hurting other people and getting away with it. I'm not that kind of person. I don't seek to hurt anyone. I just want to put out fun, positive content that makes people happy and builds people up. I don't want to tear people down. But there are people out there that literally only tear people down. Okay? And that's fucked up. I'm being very honest here now. It's messed up that there's sick people like this on this planet. Okay? So please understand that. And, I'm well aware that they've latched onto me over the years. And my life has been really screwed up, as I've already mentioned, for about the past 5+ years. You know what I mean? It's just been really screwed up because of the things that these people say and do to me and my family members and stuff. It's crazy. The stuff that they say behind the scenes, the conspiracy theories they draw up. It's messed up. All right? I'm well aware they exist. I'm not going to address them. My policy is the stuff has become so obnoxiously insane. There's no reason to ever address any of it. I just move forward positively with my streams every day, and I have fun. And I hope that you guys appreciate that and understand that that's why we do it this way. I don't want that stuff seeping into my positive streams and making them toxic. I only very briefly mention this stuff, on the pre-stream, and then that's it. So that way you guys know it's off limits to discuss that kind of stuff. All right, guys? Now, one final thing. I believe I forgot to mention this the past couple of streams. FYI, I've been legally advised to not really talk about personal stuff that goes on with me behind the scenes that could negatively affect me. All right? I used to be an open book kind of a guy where I would vlog everything I did, and I would talk about all my personal life stuff constantly. And I hate to say it, guys, but sadly, that information by these very negative parties was used to hurt me time and time again over the years. It's come to the point where it came to a head, and it started to hurt me so much behind the scenes that now, lawyers have told me from now on, when you're doing content, don't talk about stuff behind the scenes that could ever be mobilized against you. All right? So, for example, if I want to tell you what I had for dinner, that's okay. But I'm not going to be talking about stuff in my house that I own. I'm not going to be talking about the status of my financial dealings behind the scenes and stuff like that. Because, sadly, people have just created such nonsense on the internet about my personal life that it has concretely hurt me repeatedly. And to the point where lawyers are now telling me, just stop. Don't even bother. It's not worth it. Even though you may get some positive interaction with the people who out there who are nice to you and who are your true fans, the other people out there who are just so sick in the head are going to use this to hurt you constantly and make shit up. And the last thing you need is more shit about you out there that's completely fabricated and made up that could bite you in the butt. So just stop. Okay? So I have. So please understand that stuff is against the stream rules. If you start bringing up personal stuff, Phil, what's going on with this personal thing in your life? That's against the rules. And you're going to be banned. I have to lay down the law. I understand that there are people who are interested in me and how I'm doing behind the scenes. If I so choose to offer up said info of my own volition, that's different. But if you start digging into my personal stuff, you're out of here. All right? I just can't have it. Okay? I hope you guys understand that. Fair enough? All right, guys. Let's now move on to the third and final segment of my pre-stream, which is the gratuitous thank yous. Not the gratuitous plugs, but the gratuitous thank yous. This is where I tell you guys thank you so much for your contributions. We have a little bit of fun discussion before everything starts here on the stream. Okay? Fair enough? All right. So, we actually start off today with Cuckolatopus, who subscribed to the channel. What a name. Thank you for that. Then they cheered a 100-bit cheer. I said, congrats on a massively long vest streak. Well, thank you very much. And then they cheered again and did a 200-bit cheer and said, are you an AEW fan? Which recently released WWE talent would you sign if you were AEW? First of all, I have not seen a single moment of AEW wrestling. All I've seen is what's been posted up on social media. Because I don't have TNT, which is the channel that they're on. I don't have television at all. All I have is like on-demand stuff. Like I can watch the WWE shows on Hulu, or I can get caught up with NXT stuff on WWE Network. But I don't have regular television. All right, and because I don't have regular television, I have not seen AEW at all. Now you say, well, who would you like to see from WWE go to AEW? I mean, obviously there's tons. Zack Ryder, I feel, is one of the people who was insanely underappreciated in WWE. He had an internet following. He was a good wrestler. He was charismatic, and they constantly just destroyed and crushed his character because they felt that he was a self-made guy, and because of that, they didn't like that. They wanted something that WWE created to be popular, not something to become virally popular without them, which is what happened with him. Maybe him I would like to see in AEW. But outside of that, there's just so much going on in wrestling, and the whole future is uncertain with pro wrestling right now because of the pandemic. So I don't know, honestly, who would thrive in AEW, who wouldn't. I don't know if AEW is going to thrive at all. When a live show is going to return, apparently people are saying like July or something like that. But the other thing that people are saying is you realize the pandemic isn't just going to end in the summer, that there may be a second wave. This typically happens with infectious diseases. You have second and third waves that hit that are actually sometimes can be worse than the initial wave. And the question is, how can wrestling survive without a live audience? I don't know. A lot of people right now are saying they're so turned off because without a live audience, it's not fun and it's not engaging and they're not watching. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I honestly, I haven't watched pro wrestling. Like I told you guys, I've just been like maybe catching up with it on social media, what's going on with it. But I haven't watched a pro wrestling show. The last one I watched was WrestleMania, and I only watched like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. And outside of that, I just don't really care too much about it right now. So, okay. Genesis Gaming SWE did a 100-bit cheer. He says, a troll just whispered me and told me that he hoped that I got killed for tipping you yesterday. Sad that people are like this. Here's some bits. I love your stuff. You were great. Well, Genesis Gaming SWE, that's why I suggest you turn off your private messages on Twitch, because that's pretty much all these idiots do. They have no life. They just sit around doing this shit all day. And, makes sense to shut off their ability to harass you if you can. So I would say turn off direct messages, man. But anyway, thank you yesterday for the support. Yes, Genesis Gaming SWE was someone who tipped me and helped me to hit the ongoing vest streak. So thank you for that. Cuckolatopus did 100-bit cheers to Big Ups Anonymous, and then an anonymous cheerer did a 105-bit cheer. Thank you guys all for the support today. Let's see here. So the first tip came in from Captain Charisma. Okay, and Captain Charisma says the following: I hope you're staying safe. My state is now requiring face masks in public. Yeah, for what I understand, it's the East Coast states that have been very, very negatively affected. Like almost everyone's getting sick out there. They're all requiring the face masks in public now. Oops. Crap. They have not required so out here in Washington State, and in fact, from the numbers, it looks like because we were one of the states that were first affected by the pandemic, we actually have had one of the best recovery rates. Like, we really haven't had much going on in the realm of an outbreak in a couple weeks now. So it's almost looking like they're going to relax these restrictions. that we have here on Life within the next few weeks, which would be great. If by the end of May we can at least get a semblance of back of normal life, that'd be really nice. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't want to spoil it, and I don't want to say this, and the next thing you know, there's an outbreak tomorrow, and I feel like an asshole. So we'll see what happens. Okay. But they're not requiring that here. All right. He says also, I know your views on virtual reality. With the news that Half-Life Alyx added around 1 million new VR users to Steam, do you think that more mainstream full games will come to VR? I have no idea, and I don't care. Like I said, VR is 100% a gimmick. I'm someone who was very skeptical of VR. I bought PSVR and loved it for about 2 months. I played a bunch of VR games, and then after that, I was like, okay, the gimmick kind of wore out. I don't really care about this anymore. And I played Resident Evil 7 both ways. I played it as a normal game on my PS4, and then I played it in VR. And quite honestly, I don't feel the VR added much of anything. Maybe an element a little bit more where you're getting chased or whatever. It feels a little bit more creepy. But in reality, it didn't really feel like a different game. It's the same exact game, only with a little bit different control scheme. And that's about it. I didn't play Half-Life Alyx. I can't say whether it's a great game, whether it's a bad game, whether it's an okay game. I have no clue. But from my personal experience, I don't feel that VR is worth the investment of new hardware. It's not worth putting a headset on your head that's uncomfortable. It's not worth getting motion sick over. And I think that much like every other gimmick out there, including motion controls and everything else, it's something that these game developers and I would say game publishers and companies pushed to try to sell another accessory you don't need. So I don't know what to tell you. That's my experience with it. Your experience could be very different, and that's perfectly fine too. Now, Half-Life Alyx, right? 1 million people played it. Great. Amazing. Sounds great, right? Do I really feel 1 million headsets of VR sold to play it? No, that's horseshit. Probably every single person who had a VR headset for PC played the game because the headsets are just sitting around. Oh, finally a game that's like a AAA game that we can play on VR. Let's do it. I've been saying since the inception of VR, what they need are killer apps. Tell me one game on VR that you absolutely need to experience, and if you don't play that game on VR, you've missed out on a game of the year level game. And then maybe I'll say VR is viable and it makes sense. But it hasn't happened. And in reality, a lot of people say, oh yeah, these VR games are good, but most people don't end up talking about them after their release. It was hilarious. Okay, Half-Life Alyx. Everyone was all hyped for it. Oh my God, Half-Life is returning. I heard talk about it for 2 days. And after that, I didn't see a word about it on my social media feeds. And by the way, I follow all the video game trends on social media. I didn't see anyone talking about this thing. VR is still a very niche thing. Okay? Now, if more mainstream games start being made for VR and more people get convinced to buy the hardware and more of this happens, then maybe, it would definitely make a dent in it and it would start to be more of an issue or more of a thing, but it just hasn't happened. I'm sorry. Even with a game like Half-Life Alyx, a game, oh my God, everyone's been waiting for a new Half-Life for how long? And they finally made one, but it's VR only. It still didn't do it. It still did not push Half-Life. It did not push VR to the mainstream. Now, Water Carl says, yeah, but those videos of Half-Life Alyx have millions of views. Yeah, do you want to know why? Because no one bought VR for it. Half-Life, keep in mind, is a franchise at its peak was insanely popular. And then for whatever dumb reason, Valve decided they didn't want to make games anymore. They just wanted to be a game distribution service with Steam, and they never made any more games for it, and basically didn't capitalize on what could have been insanely popular and made a lot of money for them over 15 years. Then they finally bring it back, and so many people were angry because they're like, well, I don't have VR, and I don't want to fucking buy VR for this stupid thing, so I'm just going to watch someone else play it. And that's what happened. People who played the game got tons of popularity and views because they had the setup for it. And while most people don't and aren't going to go buy expensive hardware to play one game. So that's what happened. Okay? So it is what it is. I don't think at this point anything has proven that VR is going to hit mainstream. Even Half-Life Alyx didn't do it. But maybe there is potential that Half-Life Alyx is what do they call that? The gateway game it opens the door for other game development studios to say, okay, well, Half-Life Alyx did do well sales-wise, so now let's make more major VR games, right? Fair enough. We'll see what happens. I can tell you right now, I know for a fact they're working on PSVR 2 because I saw some things on my social media feed already, some of the technology. Number one, they're trying to track your facial features with it. So if you like open your eyes wide or move your eyebrows, that could be drawn onto your character in the game. Not that you would ever see that because VR games are first person, so it makes no fucking sense. In addition, they have these new controllers that are going to be like almost like handle grips, kind of like when you're riding a bike, you grab the handlebars. So you're going to hold on to these, and what happens is these handle grip controllers track your finger movements. So your thumb will hold this, but the rest of your 4 fingers are free. And if you move, like you do a peace sign, the game can figure out you did a peace sign, and your character in the game will do a peace sign. So they've got this new technology they're working to try to improve the VR experience. I don't know how much that actually adds to it or not, but I'm just saying I know for a fact it's still being worked on. Apparently they made enough money that they still feel that this is some kind of a thing that's important. So we'll see in the future what happens with VR. Egg Gangster cheered. He said, since mods work hard and do things like making montage videos, we consider adding a link so we can crowdfund the mods. If the mods want to be crowdfunded, they're welcome to do that. Some of the mods stream, and you can go check out their stuff. But no, I'm not going to set stuff up for them. That's up to them and their own discretion and their own thing, what they want to do. Has nothing to do with me. Okay? That Anonymous cheered. He said, I've had devices throttling my upload speed. I got it resolved. Now the video is uploading at 98%. So there you go. And then he cheered again. He said, it has gone live. All right, so later today, I will check out the 50 vest streak montage video from that Anonymous. And hopefully it's good. And maybe we'll even premiere it later tonight on the Minecraft stream. What do you guys think? How would you guys like that? Probably pretty cool, huh? We'll see. Let's see what happens. I want to see if it's if it plays for me and everything before we jump the guns here. Okay. Ryan, what's going on, man? Ryan just did 150-bit cheer and says, "Hey Phil, I hope that you've had a great day today. Don't let the trolls bring you down." So far, so good, Ryan. So far, everything's good. Like I said, my ear's feeling better. I'm excited for more Nioh, even though I know it's going to be a challenging stream. I think it'll be a fun one. I'm excited for a positive gaming day. And I hope you guys are too. So thank you, Ryan, for the cheer. Hung Detractor gives it a sub to Everything Happens for a Reason. Thank you for the support. Oh my God, excuse me. The original drum tipped $1.30 and says, Phil, I'm partially deaf. I always hear you mention the tractors. I'm a farmer. It's cool we can relate in some way. Obviously, this is a lame attempt at a joke. I appreciate the $1 tip. Thank you very much for that. Original drum. Okay, then. M Secret Boy Toy subscribed for 5 months and said, I love being your sub daddy. Okay, then. Sounds great. Thanks for the 5 months of support. Cold Zero cheered 51 bits. And says, Phil, do you think this long pre-stream... Wait. Do you do a long pre-stream because you like to hear yourself talk? No, in reality, I don't like hearing myself talk at all. I never did. I actually always hated hearing my own voice. I'm serious. I don't like it. I do this for many reasons, which I'm not going to outline now in detail because I've talked about them a million times before. And you know what they are. You're just trolling. Lego Mario to the $1 said, whatever happened with the Andy Dick video? Is it a thing of the past or a meme joke? The Andy Dick video was something that was done by my detractors. They paid Andy Dick $100 to do a video to talk, about me or to me or whatever. They thought it was funny. They wasted $100 doing it. And that's that. There's really nothing else to it. There's nothing to it. It wasn't a legit conversation. It was something he was paid to do via Cameo, which is a website where you can pay celebrities and people like that to do videos for money. And that's what it was. Okay? Genesis Gaming SWE tipped me $10. So let's jumpstart the road to the vest. Thank you, Genesis Gaming. That is the biggest tip of the day so far. Let's get you up on the leaderboard here. Oops. All right, so $13 in tips so far. That is a good start. Thank you for that. Okay, so thank you to the following people who cheered this morning or overnight to get up on the initial leaderboard for the week. We've got Yeg Gangster, who's in 6th place. Cold Zero is in 5th. That Anonymous is tied with Genesis Gaming SWE for 3rd. Ryan is currently in second, and Cuckalotopus is the top cheerer so far for this week. As for gifted subscriptions, this morning, Hung Detractor gifted 1. Okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for that. And let us now take a brief break. I'm going to use the restroom. So I'm actually going to play some music this time because I actually have to use the restroom. I know it's going to take a few minutes. When we come back, we continue on with Nioh 2. And it should be fun. Like I said, I have to take on the Shibata boss for a second time. This time only with 4 elixirs. I'm probably not going to beat him. More than likely, I'll try a couple times. And if I can't get too far, instead, we'll probably just go to the next main story mission and do that. And go from there and see where the stream takes us. Okay? Sound good? All right, guys. Thank you very much. And I will be back in a few minutes. Thanks, and see you in a bit.